Discipline over talk is the foundation of success. Too many people spend their time talking about what they're going to do, explaining their plans and seeking approval from others instead of actually putting in the work. But real winners don't talk, they act. They let their actions and results speak for them. When you understand that discipline is the true separator between those who dream and those who achieve, you'll stop wasting time trying to impress people with words and start proving your worth through relentless execution. Most people love the idea of success, but aren't willing to commit to the discipline it takes to achieve it. They will tell everyone about their ambitions, about the business they're going to start, the body they're going to build, or the wealth they're going to acquire. They crave the attention and validation that comes from announcing their plans, but when it's time to execute, they fall short. Why? Because talking is easy. Talking good tricks the brain into thinking progress is being made when, in reality, nothing has changed. Discipline, on the other hand, is hard. It requires effort, sacrifice, and consistency. It demands that you wake up every day and do the work, even when you don't feel like it. It doesn't care about motivation or how you feel. It only responds to action. When you operate with discipline, you don't need to tell anyone about what you're doing because your results will eventually speak for themselves. The most successful people in the world did not become great by making grand declarations. They became great by putting in the work day after day, behind closed doors, without seeking recognition or validation. The problem with talking too much about your goals is that it creates a false sense of accomplishment. When you tell people your plans, you get an immediate dopamine hit, the satisfaction of being admired or praised. But that feeling is dangerous because it can replace the actual drive to work. When you constantly seek approval, you become addicted to the validation rather than the process. You start caring more about how you are perceived than about the grind itself. And the moment things get difficult, you give up because you were never truly committed in the first place. Discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement fades. It's what makes you show up and put in the effort, even when you don't feel like it. It means prioritizing work over comfort, progress over distractions, and execution over empty words. Those who understand this principle don't waste time talking about their goals because they are too busy achieving them. They don't post about every little thing they're doing because they know that real success doesn't need an audience. It just needs results. People who lack discipline often look for shortcuts. They want the rewards without the struggle, the success without the sacrifice. They spend their time searching for easy ways out instead of embracing the grind. But the truth is, there are no shortcuts. The only way to succeed is through consistent, disciplined action over a long period. And that requires shutting up and doing the work. If you want to separate yourself from the masses, stop talking about what you're going to do and start proving it with your actions. Wake up early. Stay focused. Cut out distractions. Work when no one is watching. Push yourself beyond your limits. Stay committed even when progress seems slow, because in the end, those who are disciplined will always surpass those who only talk. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is that it builds momentum. The more you practice self-control and stick to your grind, the easier it becomes. It stops being a burden and starts being a way of life. When you operate with discipline, you no longer need motivation because discipline itself becomes the driving force. You get addicted to progress, to improvement, to results. And before you know it, you've built a life that others only dream about, all because you had the discipline to work in silence while they were busy talking. The world doesn't reward people for what they say they're going to do. It rewards people for what they actually accomplish. So, if you're serious about your goals, stop announcing them to the world. Stop looking for validation. Stop waiting for permission. Just get to work. When you finally reach the top, when your success is undeniable, you won't have to say a word. Your results will be all the proof you need. Silence is power because it keeps your moves unpredictable, your energy focused, and your enemies guessing. In a world where everyone is quick to share their plans, expose their thoughts, and seek attention, the ones who remain silent hold the advantage. When you don't reveal your intentions, no one can interfere with your progress, manipulate your weaknesses, or steal your ideas. The strongest warriors, the most successful businessmen, and the most powerful individuals operate in silence. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand that power is best preserved when it is unseen. Too many people feel the need to constantly announce their goals, tell others what they're working on, and seek validation for their efforts. But in doing so, they give away their power. The moment you tell someone what you're about to do, you open yourself up to their doubts, their negativity, and even their attempts to sabotage you. Not everyone wants to see you win. Some people will pretend to support you while secretly hoping you fail. Others will actively work against you, planting seeds of doubt in your mind or stealing your ideas for their own benefit. Keeping silent about your ambitions doesn't mean you lack confidence. It means you have control. It means you are disciplined enough to resist the urge to seek approval. It means you understand that the less people know about your next move, the harder it is for them to interfere. Silence allows you to build without distraction, to progress without resistance, and to execute without unnecessary pressure. When you move in silence, you eliminate unnecessary noise. Instead of wasting time explaining yourself to people who don't matter, you stay locked in on the work that does. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth or your vision because you already know where you're headed. The loudest people in the room are usually the weakest. They talk because they need reassurance, because they crave attention, or because they fear being ignored. But real power doesn't beg for recognition. It commands it through undeniable results. Look at the most powerful individuals in any field. The most successful entrepreneurs don't reveal their strategies until they've already won. The greatest athletes train in silence, away from distractions, and let their performance speak for them. The most strategic minds keep their plans hidden until it's too late for anyone to stop them. They know that revealing too much too soon can be a weakness. When people know what you're up to, they can prepare, they can interfere, and they can create obstacles. But when you move in silence, no one can predict your next step. Silence also gives you psychological control over others. When you are quiet, people don't know what you're thinking. They don't know whether you're winning or struggling, whether you're planning something big or staying still. This uncertainty makes people uneasy. It makes them curious. It forces them to wonder what you're up to, which puts you in control. When you remain silent, you hold the advantage in negotiations, in competition, and in life itself. The less people know about your emotions, your plans, and your mindset, the harder it is for them to manipulate you. Beyond strategy, silence allows you to conserve your energy for what truly matters. Talking drains energy. Explaining yourself to others takes time and effort that could be used for executing your goals. Complaining about obstacles or announcing every little success takes away from the momentum you need to keep going. When you stay quiet and focused, you put all your energy into action instead of words. And in the end, action is the only thing that produces results. This isn't to say you should never speak. There is a time and place for words, for inspiration, for making your presence known. But the key is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Speak when your results are undeniable. Speak when your work is complete. Speak when your victory is secured. Until then, let others waste their breath while you build in silence. Because when you finally reveal what you've been working on, when you finally show the world what you've accomplished, the impact will be 10 times greater than if you had talked about it all along. Your silence will make your success feel sudden, powerful, and undeniable. The people who doubted you will be left speechless. The ones who underestimated you will regret it. And the ones who truly understand power will recognize that your silence was never weakness. It was strength. Power is not in how loudly you declare your intentions, but in how effectively you execute them. So stay quiet. Stay focused. Let your work speak for itself. Because silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's the presence of strength, discipline, and unstoppable momentum. Consistency wins because success is not built on occasional effort, but on daily, disciplined action. The people who achieve the highest levels of success in any field, business, sports, fitness, or personal development, are not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They are the ones who show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not, and put in the work. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail not found in one massive action or one life-changing decision. It is found in the small, repeated efforts that compound over time. Many people start strong. They set big goals, get excited, and put in work for a few days or weeks. But when the motivation fades, they stop. They skip a day. then another. Soon the habit is gone and they are back to where they started, wondering why they never make real progress. The problem is not that they lack ability, it's that they lack consistency. They believe that success is about making one big move instead of understanding that it's about showing up day after day, even when the results are invisible. Success is like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it is small, barely noticeable. But as it continues rolling, picking up snow, it grows larger and gains momentum. The same happens with effort. When you first start, the progress is almost invisible. You feel like you're working hard but getting nowhere. But if you stay consistent, if you refuse to stop, that effort compounds. The results start to appear, the momentum builds, and suddenly you've created something unstoppable. Consistency is the key to mastery. The best athletes in the world don't train only when they feel like it. They train every single day, rain or shine, tired or energized. The most successful entrepreneurs don't work hard for just a few weeks and then stop. They commit to long-term execution, refining their skills and strategies over time. The people who transform their bodies don't diet for a month and then quit. They make healthy choices every day until those choices become a lifestyle. People often overestimate what they can do in a short period, but underestimate what they can do over time with consistent effort. They expect instant results, and when they don't see progress right away, they quit. But real success doesn't come overnight. It comes from the ability to push through the slow days, to show up even when you don't feel like it, to keep going when there's no immediate payoff. Most people think motivation is the key to success, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. It is there one day and gone the next. If you rely on motivation to take action, you will never be consistent. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward. It is the ability to work even when you don't want to keep pushing even when you don't see immediate results. And the more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. Habits form, momentum builds, and eventually the effort feels automatic. The people who win in life are not necessarily the smartest, the fastest, or the strongest. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They are the ones who decide that no matter what happens, they will show up and do the work. They embrace the grind. They understand that success is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. And because they commit to that process, they inevitably rise above the rest. Every great success story is a story of consistency. The musician who practices for years before getting noticed. The entrepreneur who works for a decade before making millions. The athlete who trains for thousands of hours before winning a championship. These people did not get lucky. They did not find a shortcut. They simply refused to stop. They understood that every day they put in work, they were getting one step closer to their goal, even if that progress was invisible at first. If you want to achieve anything great, you have to commit to consistency. Stop looking for quick fixes, stop waiting for motivation, and stop expecting instant results. Show up every day. Do the work. Trust the process. Over time, your small, consistent efforts will add up to something incredible. And when others look at your success and call it luck, you will know the truth. It wasn't luck. It was the result of unwavering, relentless consistency. Ignore the noise because distractions, negativity, and outside opinions will always try to pull you away from your goals. The world is full of people who talk but never act, who criticize but never create, and who try to drag others down instead of lifting themselves up. If you listen to them, if you allow their words to plant doubt in your mind, you will lose focus and momentum. Success requires tunnel vision, an unshakable ability to block out anything that does not serve your mission. The ones who make it to the top are not the ones who entertain every opinion. They are the ones who stay locked in, ignoring anything that threatens their progress. The biggest mistake people make is caring too much about what others think. They seek approval, validation, and reassurance, believing they need the support of others to move forward. But the truth is, most people don't want to see you succeed. They want you to stay where you are because it makes them feel comfortable. Your ambition reminds them of their own laziness. Your discipline exposes their lack of effort. So instead of supporting you, they try to bring you down. They will tell you that your goals are unrealistic, that you are wasting your time, that you should just take the easy path. And if you listen to them, you will start to believe it. Ignoring the noise means understanding that not every opinion matters. The only voices you should listen to are those of people who have already achieved what you are working towards. Everyone else is just a spectator. They have no idea what it takes, no understanding of the sacrifices required. Yet they feel entitled to give advice. Their words mean nothing. If you allow their negativity to seep into your mind, you will hesitate. You will second guess yourself. And hesitation is the killer of progress. Distractions come in many forms. It's not just the doubters and critics. It's also the endless entertainment, the gossip, the social media debates, and the mindless scrolling. Every minute spent on these distractions is a minute stolen from your goals. The people who win in life are the ones who control their attention, who refuse to waste time on things that don't contribute to their success. When you are truly focused, you don't have time for drama. You don't have time to argue with people who don't matter. You don't have time to explain yourself to those who will never understand. You are too busy working, building, and growing. One of the hardest lessons to learn is that not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone should be allowed into your mind, your energy, or your space. Some people are only there to drain you, to plant seeds of doubt, to keep you distracted from your mission. You must be ruthless about who and what you allow into your life. If something does not serve your growth, cut it off. If someone constantly brings negativity, distance yourself. Your energy is sacred, and if you waste it on the wrong things, you will never have enough left to invest in yourself. Ignoring the noise also means letting go of the need to prove yourself to others. Too many people waste time trying to explain their dreams, trying to convince others to believe in them. But why? If you truly believe in what you are doing, you don't need validation. Let your results speak for themselves. Let your work do the talking. The people who doubted you will see your success soon enough, and by then, their opinions won't even matter. It is also important to understand that the path to success is lonely. Most people are not willing to do what it takes. They will not understand your discipline, your sacrifices, or your vision. They will question you, mock you, and try to pull you back to their level. This is the test. If you allow their noise to affect you, you will fail. But if you can tune it out, stay locked in, and trust yourself, you will rise above them. The greatest achievers in history did not waste time on distractions. They were too busy creating, innovating, and working towards their goals. They didn't seek approval or let criticism stop them. They ignored the noise and stayed focused, and that is why they won. If you want to achieve greatness, you must do the same. The world will always have something to say, but you don't have to listen. Stay locked in, block out the distractions, and keep pushing forward. The noise is irrelevant. Your work is what matters. Pain equals growth because every challenge, setback, and hardship you endure shapes you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain, seeking comfort, and running from struggle. But the truth is, nothing great is achieved without suffering. The people who achieve real success, the ones who rise above the rest, are not the ones who had an easy path. They are the ones who faced pain head on, embraced the struggle, and used it as fuel to grow. Growth does not come from comfort. It does not come from staying in familiar places or doing things that feel easy. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond your limits, when you step into situations that challenge you, when you endure discomfort and keep going anyway. The gym is the perfect example. When you lift weights, you are literally tearing muscle fibers. That pain, that breakdown is necessary for the muscle to rebuild itself stronger than before. Without that stress, without that discomfort, your muscles would never grow. The same principle applies to every area of life. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to become better. When life knocks you down, you have two choices: let it break you or let it build you. Weak people crumble under pressure. They complain, they make excuses, and they look for a way out. But strong people, those who truly want to rise, embrace the pain. They recognize that within every hardship is a lesson, within every failure is a new opportunity, and within every setback is the chance to come back stronger. Pain forces you to adapt. It forces you to reevaluate, to improve, to become more efficient. When you experience failure in business, it teaches you what not to do. When you go through heartbreak, it forces you to develop emotional resilience. When you lose something valuable, it teaches you appreciation and gratitude. Without pain, you would never evolve. You would never gain the strength or the wisdom needed to succeed at the highest levels. Most people want success, but they don't want to suffer for it. They want the rewards, but they don't want to endure the struggle required to earn them. That's why so few actually make it. The people who win in life are the ones who understand that pain is part of the process. They don't run from it, they welcome it. They know that every time they push through discomfort, they are getting better, stronger, and more prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. Pain also builds mental toughness. The more you expose yourself to struggle, the more resilient you become. Think about it. If you had everything handed to you, if life was always easy, you would be weak. The moment something difficult came your way, you would break because you never had to develop the mental strength to endure hardship. But when you willingly face pain, when you go through hard times and refuse to quit, you build an unshakable mindset. You reach a point where nothing can break you because you've already been through worse and survived. The key is to change your perspective on pain. Instead of seeing it as something negative, see it as an opportunity. Every difficult moment is a chance to grow. Every painful experience is a stepping stone to becoming the best version of yourself. When you understand this, you stop fearing pain and instead, you start embracing it. You stop avoiding discomfort and start seeking it because you know that on the other side of pain is the growth you need to reach the next level. Look at the most successful people in the world. Every single one of them has faced pain. They have failed, they have struggled, they have been doubted, rejected, and pushed to their limits. But instead of letting that pain destroy them, they used it as fuel. They turned their struggles into motivation, their failures into lessons, and their setbacks into comebacks. That is the mindset of a winner. If you want to achieve anything great in life, you have to be willing to suffer for it. You have to be willing to go through the pain, to endure the struggle, and to keep pushing forward no matter what. Because in the end, pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. It is the thing that will shape you, transform you, and prepare you for the success that lies ahead. The only question is, are you strong enough to embrace it? Results speak for themselves because in the end, talk is cheap and action is everything. In a world full of people who constantly boast about what they're going to do, the ones who truly succeed are those who remain silent and let their achievements do the talking. There is no need to explain yourself, no need to justify your efforts, and no need to convince others of your worth when your results make it undeniable. Too many people waste time trying to prove themselves through words. They announce their plans, they seek validation, and they try to impress others with their ambitions. But ambition means nothing without execution. The person who talks about their goals but never takes action is no different from the person who never had goals to begin with. The real winners are the ones who stay focused, put in the work, and allow their success to be their proof. When you achieve real results, you don't have to beg for respect. You don't have to argue with doubters, defend your decisions, or explain your process. People will see what you have built, what you have accomplished, and they will have no choice but to acknowledge it. The most powerful individuals in any industry are not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones whose work makes them undeniable. Results create credibility. Anyone can claim to be disciplined, hardworking, or intelligent, but those are just words. The only thing that truly separates you from everyone else is what you have accomplished. If you want to be respected, if you want people to take you seriously, then focus on achieving rather than talking. The more you accomplish, the less you need to explain. This is why the most successful people operate in silence. They don't waste time trying to convince people of their potential. They use that energy to build. They understand that every second spent talking about success is a second that could have been spent working toward it. While others are caught up in discussions, debates, and empty promises, they are taking action, making progress, and getting closer to their goals. There is a reason why people admire those who have already proven themselves. It's because results are undeniable. You cannot argue with a championship win, a thriving business, or a transformed physique. You can disagree with opinions, but you cannot deny facts. That is why focusing on results is the ultimate strategy. When your success is evident, no one can question it. People will always have opinions, but opinions do not matter. What matters is what you can show. Instead of trying to silence critics with words, silence them with undeniable proof. When you win, when you succeed, when you make it to the top, those same people who doubted you will either respect you or be forced to remain silent. Either way, their words become irrelevant. It is also important to understand that real results take time. That is why patience and consistency are crucial. Too many people expect instant success, and when they don't see immediate results, they either give up or start making excuses. But true achievement is built over time through relentless effort, discipline, and sacrifice. Those who truly win are the ones who understand that the process takes years, not days. They commit to the grind, stay focused on execution, and trust that their work will eventually pay off. When you finally reach your goal, you won't need to explain how hard you worked. The success will be visible. The people who ignored you before will suddenly want to listen. The ones who doubted you will be forced to acknowledge your results. But by then, their opinions won't matter because you will have already won. This is why talking too much about your plans can be dangerous. The more you speak about what you're going to do, the more you create unnecessary pressure. It also makes it easier for people to interfere, to plant doubt in your mind, or even to try and steal your ideas. But when you stay silent and focus on execution, no one can stop you because they won't see you coming. Results are the only language that matters. No one cares about excuses. No one cares about potential. And no one cares about how hard you say you're working. What they care about is what you have actually achieved. If you want to stand out, if you want to be respected, and if you want to be taken seriously, then focus on results. Everything else is just noise.